What's up you guys, it's your boy Hayden Huynh back in another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Invincible, a glorious tribute to Michael Jackson show. Now, it's rare for a Michael Jackson tribute show to have an opportunity in Sydney, but I was really excited about watching Invincible, a glorious tribute to Michael Jackson. Now, this is a show that I've been following since 2016, so I was 15 years old in high school, and now it's 2024, and I finally get to see this show. Now, throughout the years, I've seen various iterations of this show in terms of the cast, the songs, the stage, everything. And that it feels weird because watching it on YouTube, you're watching that show, but when you're actually there, it feels really different. Now for this show, it was the first Australian leg of this tour, and they visited many venues in Sydney, and I happened to catch it at the Enmore Theatre. Now I went to the show with a close friend of mine from high school, but I managed to bump into my friend in the crowd as well, and we had a really good time. You can see that on my Instagram post here, that as you can see, this is my view of the stage. I was sitting right at the back, and that I managed to meet some Michael Jackson fans, as well as I took a picture with Darren Ross, who is the producer of the show, and I managed to give him a bit of feedback in terms of the show. It feels really weird because I myself is a huge Michael Jackson fan, and that also because I do this for a hobby as well, it really changes my perspective being an audience member watching a Michael Jackson tribute show. But yeah, as you can see in this Instagram post, that I really had a great time, and I managed to take some videos and photos from the event. As you can see here, it was really, really good. But they had this no filming, no photography rule because they encouraged people to buy the DVD, which is on USB or physical disc. However, you know, I got my little camera, and that, as you can see here, I took some little sneaky shots before I got told by the usher to basically put my camera away. But you know what? That's fair enough. In terms of the show, that there is 3 people playing Michael Jackson. One is Jeffrey Perez, which, you know, I'm happy to say that I actually heard him sing live and he sounds like Michael Jackson. It's pretty crazy. The other one is Pete Carter, who is a well-known legend in the Michael Jackson community as a tribute artist, and he also got the Michael Jackson signature. Well, actually, Michael Jackson personally signed his back so he could get a tattoo. And that there is a new addition called Prince. I don't know if that's his real name or stage name, but his name is Prince. But there are 3 Michael Jacksons. There used to be 2, used to be Pete Carter and Jeffrey Perez. I think it used to be Michael Firestone as well, if I recall looking at the old clips. Nonetheless, it was a good show. However, here's kind of my review of the whole show itself. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a great show, but I think me being a Michael Jackson fan is also a tribute artist as well, or performer, I could really kind of nitpick it in the sense where I'm not like the average viewer. I'm kind of like that one person who watches the movie and then overanalyzes it, writes it down, and I feel that I did really enjoy myself, don't get me wrong, but I think I was also talking to my high school friend, and that he's a Michael Jackson fan as well, but not as big as me, but he also had some similar thoughts with me, which I'll explain. Now, Jeffrey Perez, great singer, don't get me wrong, yes. Probably the most accurate Michael Jackson singer there is in terms of sound like for the tribute artist. and that I really enjoyed him. Whenever he sung and danced, it was crazy. I was really blown away by it. Pete Carter, yeah, I know he's getting a bit old. Watching him dance as well, look, I give him full credit to him. I can't do the Ghost dance, I can't do Dangerous, I can't do the songs that he does with the heavy choreography. However, there was some moments that Pete was a bit too slow or a bit inaccurate in terms of dancing. I did mention it to Darren. However, I feel that, you know, it comes with age, old age, you know, you don't dance as what you used to, and that's fine. I think it's a bit more on the muscular side in terms of like buff MJ. You can definitely tell in the footages as well as the photographs, you can tell which one was Jeffrey and which one was Pete. And with the new addition of Prince, they're kind of substituting Pete and Prince for different songs in terms of Billie Jean was traditionally performed by Pete, but they got Prince to do Billie Jean. I think they're just subbing Pete and Prince just for respective songs, or maybe they're just playing around. But hearing Jeffrey sing, I think, to me, in my opinion, he's the star of the Invincible show. I'm sorry. That's like basically my 2 cents worth into the whole Invincible show. And yeah, hearing the band, yeah, so when Jeffrey sung, that was like a mixture between, you know, instrument playback as well as live instruments. The live instruments were very, very awesome to hear. But I've noticed that they also use the album versions and then they play the instruments on top of the album versions for Pete and Prince. Or they're just straight up using the live audios. Let's just say Billie Jean from Brunei for Billie Jean. Maybe I should word that. They use the live Brunei version for Billie Jean, and you can tell that's lip sync to Michael Jackson's voice. Yeah, I think the general audience didn't know that, but I did because, you know, I'm a Michael Jackson super fan. But watching Pete and Prince, you know, just simply lip sync and dance to MJ, I don't know, maybe because I've done that in the past, but I just feel it's a bit, I don't know. I've seen it before on YouTube. I just want that punch fact. And I think, in my opinion, that they got the band to play the live instruments or just mimic the CD version to just give that oomph to it. Because I've noticed that when I watched Jeffrey, I had that oomph to it. But when I watched Pete or Prince, it just felt like that, I don't know, I was just watching, like, it's something that I can watch on YouTube or Instagram in a sense, where it just felt like someone was just simply lip syncing and dancing. What my friends also said is they didn't like that that drummer rap. I didn't mind it. I thought it was cool. But basically they had like a band interlude and the drummer was rapping, freestyle rapping, and just basically hyping up the crowd. But I think that my friends thought it was way too long. It was obviously filler within the show and they were just trying to, you know, hype up the crowd and just like let the MJs rest. However, just overall, the show was a really good experience. For me, I'd rate it like a 7 or 8 out of 10 because I think I know all the nuances of an MJ tribute show and I know what to expect. I've kind of like, I'm in too deep in terms of the iceberg for this. But yeah, for the average fan, if you really like MJ and just want to see an overall great tribute, definitely watch this show. Look, I know I'm going back and forth to it, but I think watching the actual show with the video assets on the back, some video assets were great. I could definitely pinpoint, oh, that was the Patrick Kelly promo of the Victory Tour. Some clips look really great, but some clips look a bit too jarring. Like they used too much of the slow-mo, so it's just like MJ going like frame by frame, like in slow motion. Or the text on the screen for like the lyrics, like can you feel it? I guess that's just me, but just the styling and the fonts looks a bit cheap. But you know, you could easily fix that, you know, with a video editor. But yeah, overall in terms of the show, I really enjoyed it. I was obviously singing. I wasn't dancing because I was all the way in the back row. However, singing along, it was great. Hearing Jeffrey sing and dance, crazy. And to think that that is live vocals, that's also crazy as well. Watching Pete, one of the original MJ tribute artists, dance, it was great, don't get me wrong, but I wish he could just be a bit sharper. I haven't watched Prince before, so that was interesting. But I feel that it was funny because I took a picture of the 3 MJs together on stage. And that's funny because they all look like MJ, but they also have their unique nuances to it. So it's pretty funny, like their faces. Obviously, you can't have the same face as Michael Jackson, but they obviously do the cheekbones, the cleft, the wig, all that stuff. So they kind of look same, but a bit different. But yeah, overall, it was great seeing the show. I just felt like me being in the know and just being a bit too deep kind of ruined the experience, so to speak, because it's just like, damn, I know what, you know, assets that they used in terms of video and audio. Oh, I was going to mention another thing. What I've noticed for the songs, they did like a truncated version of it in a sense where like what I do for my performances, because I have a time limit and stuff, they did like a first verse, chorus, dance break, then the end. I just felt like, just do the whole song. You got time to afford it. It's just like, it's kind of like telling a story, but it's saying like the beginning and then just cuts off during the climax or just the middle. I just wish that some songs were performed full. Like Smooth Criminal, for example, that's my favorite song. They only just did a verse, chorus, and then they just stopped. But I've noticed that like songs like Dangerous, they performed that in whole. So I don't know if that's just their own choice. I don't mind. A lot of medleys, which is cool. Off the Wall medley, the old Jackson 5 medley, that was great. They didn't perform some songs like The Love You Saved, Scream, Remember the Time. If you're a show for that long, you got to change up your set list. And what I've noticed is that they didn't follow the traditional Michael Jackson tour set list, which I found was really interesting in a sense where it kept me on my toes, had to guess which song was which, but I never thought I'd see a tribute show starting off with Dangerous as their first number. That really got the crowd moving. Usually with traditional Michael Jackson shows, you would start off with Jam, Wanna Be Stud, something. Those are just my thoughts and opinions on the Invincible show. Overall, I had a blast. As you can see in the pictures on my Instagram, looks great. I really enjoyed myself, but I think being as a nitpicky fan that I am, and also being a performer myself, I can definitely add in my 2 cents worth in terms of review, and also I can empathize with them because, you know, performing in front of a crowd is a really tough gig in a sense, and I really applaud and commend them for doing such a really great show. And yeah, I think one line really stuck out with me was when Darren said we're trying to promote the positive memory of Michael Jackson, because as you know that there's a lot of scandal when it comes to the Michael Jackson name, but having those, you know, false allegations and just scandal, overall scandal against his name, you know, it really tarnishes his name. But luckily people are getting to know that, you know, the allegations are false, and that with the new Michael biopic coming up, you know, people are getting hyped about Michael Jackson again, and they're doing proper research. And that even on TikTok, I see that people are trying to understand Michael more in the comments, as well as there are people who create TikTok videos explaining about his life, what he had to go through and stuff like that, which is really great. I think that now with the power of social media that we get to share information more accessible, and that I'm really excited because, you know, it's gonna make people fans of Michael Jackson, and then, yeah, like, it's going to be good. I feel like it's going to be good. I hope the biopic doesn't stink, but that's just a tangent. I'm going to make another video about the biopic later. But yeah, those are my thoughts about the Invincible show. Hope you enjoy, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch you around.